Hello everyone, Mrs. Scott here, and we're going to take a look at making a snowman from a little different perspective today. So these are the supplies that you're going to need: a pencil, an orange crayon, a white crayon, and these could be either crayons or markers. I'm going to choose to use markers. I'm going to choose green and red, but you could really choose any two colors, and black, and that is, you definitely will need a black. So those are the supplies with that. And then inside your art bag, that the supply bag that you recently picked up, you should have a piece of black paper and then a white paper as well. And lastly, you will need a glue stick and a pair of scissors. All right, so those are our supplies. The first thing we're going to do is just kind of imagine. We are going to be placing our snowman kind of looking up from the corner of our black paper. And our snowman is, of course, going to be made out of the white paper. So the first thing I want you to kind of do is just envision what that might look like. So here's my background, so to speak, and here is what I'm making my snowman out of. So in the corner of this page, I'm going to draw the first round bottom part of the snowman and then a second round part. So it's kind of like we're looking up at his body. So basically just two round balls, like they're stuck together. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and trace that with my black marker. Okay, and I'm going to add on you're going to be able to see his smile. So these are the pieces of coal that's were said to make his smile up. So you kind of put him in an arched line. And then the last thing that we're going to do is this extra space that's up here. We are going to use that to make a triangle, a large, long triangle shape like this. And I like to make this separately so that it can overlap a little bit for this part, and you'll see why in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in orange. Okay, and then we're going to think about what kind of a scarf pattern we might want on our snowman. So I'm just going to kind of make my scarf pattern across here in stripes. You, of course, could do boxes or polka dots or any type really that you want across here. Just kind of envision that there's a piece of cloth wrapped around Frosty's neck area that we're seeing. And if you prefer, this would make it a little more complicated to cut out, but if you prefer, you could add a knot here and draw as if the ends of the scarf are sort of coming off of his body out this way. You could also draw this part on, but this is optional. So some of the younger students might not want to add that part on. Some of the older students might want to make sure they do add that part on. So there's Frosty's scarf. All right, and then now it's time to go ahead and cut this out. So we're going to stay on the black line going around our snowman shape. And this is always a good time to talk about the fact that the power of the scissors is in this part, not cutting in little snips at the end. So you want to open up your scissors and kind of move your paper as you're closing your scissors. Kind of move your paper and you get a nice long cut the whole way down your scissors. So it's just something to practice with scissors. Then that will fit in the bottom of our corner of our black paper. And then here's the nose. So it's like we're seeing our snowman from below, and our snowman is looking up at the sky. So now we can turn these parts over and add plenty of glue stick going around the outside edge. And then we always want to be close to the edge because the edge will want to peel up if we don't add glue to the edge. And we're going to match our corner to the corner of the black paper. We're just going to kind of rub our hands across until it seals down. Sometimes I have the students count to 10 or 20 just to make sure that it's fully stuck. And then we're going to add some to the back of your nose shape. And then let your nose shape overlap a little bit. So see how it goes over, not just right at the edge, it goes over. All right, so looking good so far. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're just going to draw snowflakes falling in the sky. Snowflakes, can be drawn a lot of ways. A very simple way is just by making circles. So not really like a dot like this, but more going around in a small circle with your wrist using your crayon. Of course, if you are an older student, you might like actually drawing snowflakes. So on the back, I will show you a way that you can draw an actual snowflake type design. Still want it to be simple because, as you can see, we need a lot of them in order to get the repetition of it to look like snow. And if you had paint, you could use paint instead and just dot it on with a Q-tip, but not everyone will have paint, so we can definitely just use our crayon on the black. So as I said, for older students, if you want to draw a snowflake this way, you can draw as simple as that, or you could draw this plus adding in these to the inside, and that will give the look of a little more complicated, detailed snowflake. And you could add those around the outside if you would like to make it a little more advanced. And lastly, I almost forgot, you can add a couple buttons here. Nearly forgot about these. You could draw any type of button you want. It could be a simple circle, or it could have the button holes. It could really be any shape that you want. So here are my 2 buttons, and here is my Frosty. I hope you have fantastic holidays. Talk to you later.